There are moments in life when nothing feels wrong, but nothing feels right either. You wake up, you breathe, you move through the day, but inside, you feel empty. If you have ever felt lost without knowing why, then this story from a quiet village called Darby is something you must hear at least once in your life. In the peaceful village of Darby lived a young man named Aaron. Arun had what most people desired: a small house, a steady job at the grain mill, respect from neighbors. He wasn't struggling, he wasn't failing. But every night when the village lights faded and silence filled his room, Arun felt a strange emptiness. He would stare at the ceiling and whisper, "Why do I feel so lost when everything seems fine?" He smiled in public, he laughed at gatherings, but inside, he felt disconnected from others and from himself. Have you ever felt tired, not in your body, but in your soul? That was Aaron. Days turned into weeks. Aaron stopped enjoying simple things. The sunrise felt dull. The laughter of children felt distant. He began avoiding people. One evening, while walking near Darby's old wooden bridge, he met an elderly shepherd named Elias. Elias looked at him and asked gently, "Why do your eyes look so heavy, son?" Aaron hesitated. Then for the first time, he spoke honestly. "I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not poor, I'm not sick, but I feel empty." Elias nodded slowly. "Come tomorrow at sunrise," he said, "and bring no excuses." Aaron almost didn't go. His mind whispered, "It won't change anything." But something inside him said, "Go." At sunrise, Elias took Aaron up a small hill outside Darby. The climb was quiet. No advice, no speeches. When they reached the top, the sun began to rise, painting the sky in gold. Elias asked, "What do you see?" Aaron replied, "Fields, houses, the village." Elias smiled. "You see everything clearly from here, but when you stand in the middle of the village, you only see walls." Aaron frowned. Elias continued, "Sometimes you feel lost, not because life is empty, but because you are too close to your own thoughts." Arun stood silent. The wind moved gently across the hill. Elias sat down on a rock and said, "Tell me, Aaron, when was the last time you did something not because you had to, but because it mattered to your heart?" Aaron couldn't answer. His life had become routine. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. Elias pointed to a small plant growing through a crack in the rock. "Do you see that?" he asked. "It grows not because the ground is perfect, but because it chooses to grow." Aaron felt something shift inside him. Elias spoke softly. "Emptiness comes when you live without meaning. You have been surviving, but not living." Those words pierced deep. Aaron realized he had stopped dreaming, stopped serving, stopped growing. He had allowed life to become automatic. That day, Aaron made one small change. He began helping children in Darby with their studies after work. Not for money, not for praise, just because it felt meaningful. The first day, only 2 children came. The second week, 5. Aaron felt something he hadn't felt in months: purpose. His days still had work. Life was still ordinary, but his heart felt lighter. He realized something powerful. You don't cure emptiness by chasing happiness. You cure it by creating meaning. Aaron's story is not just about Darby. It is about anyone who feels lost even when life looks stable. If you feel empty, it doesn't mean you are broken. It means your soul is asking for direction. So pause. Step away from the noise. Climb your own hill. Whatever that means for you, ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What small step can I take today? Because sometimes you don't need a new life. You just need new meaning. This is Tales That Inspire. If this story touched something inside you, Share it with someone who feels silently empty.